This is very
By a
dangerous.
landslide.
By a landslide. This is a dangerous one for Jake.
He needs to do it.
This is a dangerous fight for Jake. The kid has got balls the size of Manhattan.
Tank Davis! 135 pounds.
People are that I'm sparring and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is, it's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Logan Paul has publicly expressed worries about Jake stepping into a bout against a newly refined Gervonta Tank Davis, describing the matchup as dangerous and potentially Jake's hardest test so far. Logan highlights that Davis has noticeably bulked up and improved, making him a far tougher opponent than many anticipate. He compares it to his own fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr., saying Davis now shows a mix of speed, sharp accuracy, and fight IQ similar to Mayweather in his prime. Logan stresses that what may look like an advantage for Jake could shift instantly once the fight begins, which is why he is seriously concerned about his brother's safety and future in the sport.
Gervonta Davis has been confirmed. Guys, this fight is actually happening. Jake is a plus 155 underdog going into the fight and taking the biggest risk he's ever taken. It's going to be on Netflix. Now, this fight I will watch.
This one's crazy.
Please give me the weight. Please give me the fucking weight.
It's an exhibition. There is no weight.
There'll be no guidelines.
There'll be agreed weight.
A range?
Yeah, there'll be agreed weight in the contract. It has to be.
For Jake to come down.
Correct.
What will it be?
It'll probably be 195, maybe 200.
Still.
Bro, how is that possible?
I mean, bro, I did it with Floyd. You guys don't understand. Exhibitions are a real thing now. As long as people are watching, that's the metric.
Yes.
You know how tall?
Figure
You know how tall Gervonta is?
I think he's like 5'5".
Not even.
He's probably 5'4".
Bro, okay, but look, you want to know what's going to happen in that fight? Because I'll tell you too.
Tell us.
Because I did the same thing. I fought a really crafty, much smaller fighter. His name was Floyd Mayweather.
He's a young Floyd. Protege of Floyd.
In the prime, in his prime.
Yes.
Well, close, right?
No, Gervonta's, I think he's still in his prime.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would, bro.
This is a different fight than you and Floyd.
This is very
By a
dangerous.
landslide.
By a landslide. This is a dangerous one for Jake.
He needs to do it, though.
This is a dangerous fight for Jake. The kid has got balls.
Some observers have begun questioning the weight dynamics for the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul matchup. Although Davis usually competes at 135 pounds and is naturally much lighter, a number of analysts believe he might come in near 160 pounds for this bout. That potential jump of roughly 25 pounds above his standard division would narrow the size gap and could boost his power-to-weight effectiveness, ultimately making the matchup significantly more dangerous for Paul.
Concerned about with Gervonta Davis is we know big exhibition coming up November 14th. We are going to do a live stream watch party for that. I don't know in what way, but we got to make it special. You guys know when I do these watch parties, they are insane. We want to have some guests. We may do a 24-hour. I'm not sure. Leave in the comments what you want to see. But we may be seeing the formulation of a game plan and tactics from this training footage from Gervonta Davis. And I think I may understand the key of what they want to do, how they want to go about it, and why Jake Paul might be in more trouble than I originally thought. What do I mean? The breakdown. Let's go.
He is the star of Weight Concept.
All right, so Calvin Ford, coach for Gervonta Davis, has been for pretty much since Gervonta started boxing. Sat down with Marcos over at Fight Hub. Shout out to Marcos for the footage, man. He's always killing the game with interviews and everything else. He sat down with Marcos, and they talked about Tank and potentially what he will do after the Jake fight, why he's doing the Jake fight, and what their biggest concerns are, which your biggest concerns end up being what you turn into your biggest weapons. The things you're most concerned about, you look to exploit because that's usually the other person's greatest strength, and behind it's their greatest weakness. So I'm going to take a look at this interview and show you guys why I think Jake might actually be in a little more trouble than I originally thought with this fight, and why I'm going to be more excited to see what Tank brings if the mindset is where I think it is.
So how are we with everything, man? How's Tank been?
In a good headspace. Great head.
Analysts have clarified that Tank isn't the small lightweight many assume. In truth, he's dense and powerful with a build designed for strength. This is why he can produce such explosive force despite being shorter than most rivals. They also emphasize that Davis's natural power gives him a physical edge even against fighters who appear bigger on paper. His conditioning, balance, and command of range allow him to land knockout shots with alarming accuracy. so calling him undersized is inaccurate. He may compete in lower weight classes, but he carries the frame and punching power of a much larger fighter.
Yield that type of weight. He's a bowling ball. He ain't a little guy like you guys say. The Takey Wanky say he's a little guy. But I got more receipts. Do you guys remember 2 years ago against Mario Barrios to make 140? He was coming down in weight.
$144.1.
Weighing in at 144 plus. Huh? I even got more receipts for you guys. Remember against Ryan Garcia, right? You saw him snacking on snacky cakes and all kind of Skittles and shit, for the all access with him versus Ryan Garcia. I think this was like episode 2 or something. It was hilarious. But he goes in the store and they have to weigh him. And in that store, he weighs 150 pounds.
Okay, thank you.
How much I weigh?
154.
154?
Yes, sir.
All right, weigh me one more time.
All right, 150.
150? What are they doing? All right, bet.
And then the most famous audio leak that the War Room made famous, that we sent out and it went viral, when Team Tank said that Gervonta Tank Davis walks around at 160 pounds.
He ain't gonna never want to fight at 135 again. It's such a big company, man. What's his walk around weight? Like 135? No. Walk around? Like this.
British fighter Dave Allen shared a more neutral view of the matchup. He admits he wasn't a fan of Jake Paul's bouts with Mike Tyson or Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., feeling those events leaned too much toward hype. But he suggests the Gervonta Davis fight could be different. Allen says that as long as neither fighter is seriously hurt, it's acceptable since the goal is to entertain in an exhibition setting. He notes that although Jake isn't an elite boxer, his matchups spark discussions that help the sport grow. Fans are curious to see how much Jake can push himself and how Davis deals with someone significantly bigger.
The thing with Jake Paul, I think he's a good area title level fighter, and that's a good level. Like, and you can be proud of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good. But the Mike Tyson fight I didn't like. The Chavez fight was just farcical because he's 10-11 year past his best, up 6 weight divisions. But less of a problem because Chavez wasn't in his 50s. Fighting the MMA guys, again, he's fighting people that don't do the same, that they're not even in the same sport. But while they're a bit older, they're still not in the 50s. So all that stuff, I won't really watch any of it. I think I've watched one fight against Tommy Fury, the only professional boxer in and around his prime years, and he got beat. But I think his area title level, I think he works really hard, I think he trains hard, and I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. I don't think he's a good fighter, but he's not a bad fighter. For his experience, he's not bad at all. But Gervonta Davis is a lightweight. So, by all means, if they make a few quid and nobody gets hurt, then great. But I certainly wouldn't be paying a penny to watch it. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, farcical. Who wants to watch an exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is he not having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcias and them fighters? Why is he...
Laressa Shields has voiced strong concerns about Gervonta Davis's future now that his major showdown with Jake Paul is approaching. She questions why he would suggest retirement at this stage, arguing that if he sees himself among the sport's top fighters, he should be targeting big names like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez instead. Shields and other boxing analysts believe that by avoiding those matchups, Davis could be seen as stepping away from true competition in favor of high-pay crossover events. However, others note that Davis has been dealing with serious mental and emotional pressures in recent years, challenges that might be shaping his choices more than the public